care if I...
So perpendicular's closed, parallel's open, so it looks like a dedicated valve just for a fountain.
All right.
But that's just something they might have had installed later on or something.
Okay.
These are your rails. Again, you got a little bit of corrosion. Overall, they look okay. No need to change any of them. You do have stainless steel treads. Most of them I see are plastic treads, so that's kind of an upgrade. But again, just that cell and that leak right there.
Yeah, so we'll recap since I didn't record the other one.
Yes.
So the cell, okay, so the cell
The
is...
cell's from 2018,
2009.
so that makes it 6 years old.
Yep.
They've put some
then this-
epoxy putty on here. We still have a leak. It's keeping the concrete. Again, simple fix. Just cut the pipe here and put a new MTA in.
Yep.
And they do have that antenna for a handheld device.
Yep.
So they can operate the lights, they can operate the pump from inside the house.
Yep. Antenna.
Did they have a cleaner, a robotics cleaner that runs? That looks like a brand new line.
Yeah. There. Lights on.
I turned it on.
There's only one.
Make sure it works. Okay, peek through right there. See if there's another light there. Yeah, right there. Oh yeah, there is. I see one. Yep, they're on. Okay. All right, Drew. That's good. I can get it back on.
You can?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Yep.
So here's that fountain.
That one's a fountain?
Yeah, it looks
Okay.
looks like they might screw this in here and then attach something onto this,
Okay.
because this would just shoot straight up. So
Right. I think I remember seeing a fountain in the a dolphin in the
dolphin.
picture. Yeah.
So something attaches onto that, and then you would obviously open that valve. They do also have deck jets right here. So these shoot water into the pool,
Okay.
probably also from that valve.
All right.
Just a nice little sound
Yeah.
effect.
Got it.
It is really what it's for. Again, the liner looks pretty new
Yeah, it's supposed to be a couple years old.
too.
Yeah.
That's good. Because in this big of a pool, this is probably a $6,000 liner.
Okay.
So they do have two color LED lights. You can kind of see those. They can change different colors. The on-off switch in the box is your control. Okay, so if they don't have the antenna, that's another reason why it's nice to have access.
Okay.
If I turn it off, turn it back on, it'll move to the next show. So for example, on 4th of July, and I think it has 14 different shows. So if you wanted to get to show 14, you got to turn it off and on
14 times.
to get to that show. But that,
Okay.
you know, they've got like a red, white, and blue for the 4th of July kind of thing. Most people just will leave it at one color. You can also, I don't think they have the capability, but I'll show you here. This is my house. I have the same light.
Oh, you have the same light, so you know. Okay.
So essentially what happens is
I have the standard one.
I can go in and do different shows.
Okay, gotcha.
And so if I hit one of those, it'll go through a different show, and it shows you the colors that are going to be illuminated. So there's
Okay. The red, white, and blue. Okay.
Okay, so-
Perfect. Yeah.
but-
So as long as it's easier with the remote control, which would probably be in the house.
Yes, and that's the only way you can control it, because my system is Wi-Fi connected. I have the newest system, the Omni, but this is a little older, so it's a handheld device
Okay.
versus Wi-Fi.
For any reason, if the remote is missing for
You
any
have to
reason,
come to the box.
you got to come to the box. But can they buy a remote control?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The antenna's there, so I think they're $450.
Okay.
For the
So
remote.
I'll make sure that the remote stay. If they have the remote, for the
if
remote
they
to
got
stay.
it.
Yes.
Sure, it's a nice thing.
Okay.
All right. Let me just take some look at this one here. base is a little bit loose.
Okay.
Can you see this part moving when
Just
I
a
lift
teeny,
on it?
yeah, just a teeny bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Okay.
So when the concrete was poured,
Yeah.
there was a 3-pronged jig that was set in the concrete and it hardens in the concrete. And the 3 bolts stick up are threaded and they've got a washer and nut. And you tighten on there. So theoretically we can take that board off
And tighten.
on those nuts to get it to secure back. You know, it's
Okay.
just through vibration it's probably come loose every time. Now, any idea when the pool was built?
And I think it was
When the
okay.
house was built? Or
Oh no, it's
after?
08, I think.
Okay.
09.
Oh, that's right, because the box on the wall said 2007.
Okay,
on
there
the
you
box.
go. Okay.
So that means this was put in 2007. Sometimes that was kind of the threshold. Back in the day, they used steel. Now they use stainless steel so they don't rust. If it's rusted, sometimes you can't tighten on that nut,
Okay.
and you have to secure it a different way with. Well, they drill into the concrete and they set what's called tap cons that are anchors that expand and you tighten on them. So,
Okay.
but I think hopefully that it's just that nut and you got it.
Okay.
The board looks okay. I don't see any cracks at the fulcrum point, so that's
Okay.
good. Cover looks good.
Yep.
I'm not sure the age. It's got a little bit of age because when I see all of these things cracking
Yeah.
like this, that tells me it's probably 5 to 7 years old. I see a little bit of fading. Most of them are green, so this was a special order color cover because it's blue. But the company Loop Block is probably the best one in the industry. And same thing, this would be probably a $3,500, $4,000 cover. This is a mesh cover, so the rain goes through it. So if you notice, they're running the system underneath the cover to keep the water clear for another couple weeks till about the 1st of December. When the water reaches about 50 degrees, that's when they'll winterize that system, so it does not run all winter.
Okay.
And hopefully the cold water will keep it clear. If they wanted to do anything, they can peel back a corner, and once a month they put in about 3 gallons of bleach to rechlorinate it, because your system won't be
Right.
running.
So it doesn't get that big green, which I did.
If you don't do anything, it's gonna be as green as that grass when you
I-
open it,
I
because
do.
sun goes through this.
Yeah.
And so they're better. I know they got a bunch of trees around. They're kind of better served if they can get it open. It's always with a neighbor's tree. If they can get it open by like mid-April,
Okay.
and they can do the same thing because they got so many trees. You might get a lot of spring stuff off, and they can leave the cover on, but start the system so they can chlorinate and filter underneath the cover. That way, when they go to pull the cover off,
It's ready.
it's
Yeah.
ready. It's going to have a lot of that silt. So that's from all the rain that drops the silt in there from
Okay.
winter time. But the water should be pretty clear if they keep it chlorinated. This is a little bit of a trip hazard, so this is settled. So if a small child came up, boom, he's going to fall in the pool. Okay, so it's just, they would have to see how those are flush.
Yeah, those are flush.
this is
That one
settled.
that's settled right
And I
there.
think because all this has gone and these are all loose,
Yeah, that.
and so it's just a matter of bringing a paver company. They'll pull them up. They put new crush and run and sand down, and then put the pavers.
Okay.
Not terrible, but we do look for trip hazards.
Okay.
If you look at the steps, they're kind of stained. You see how they've got a yellow on them?
I did. I saw a little bit.
There's a product you can put on there to lift that off, to whiten them back up, and you would do that kind of springtime.
Okay.
I just see, I'm not sure what that staining is. It might be,
Is it?
I think it's just little acorns.
Acorn. Okay, because it's
The acorns really stain them, so it might be an acorn particle. It seems to be coming off.
okay.
So again, I think in the spring they can just don't use well water in a pool. Always use city water. Well water has iron, and that will contribute to it turning yellow because chlorine will react with the iron
Okay.
and turn it brown. You saw those rails that were over there. They fit into those.
Okay.
And then you have a ladder that goes in at that deep end. So overall, it looks fantastic.
Okay.
Nothing major, just trip hazard there, loose base. The leak I didn't see a robotics cleaner again anywhere. I kind of peeked over there, but
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah, they
Didn't
usually
see.
would be in the. I mean, I keep them in the shed or in the garage.
that's right. Or even out by the pool, but since they got the cover on, sometimes they'll store it somewhere else. I do
Okay.
have people that take it up to the attic, so that's not out of the question either.
Okay.
When is closing?
30th of December.
Okay, oh, so you're a ways away then.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how they do it. So this system has something called freeze protect.
Mm-hmm.
And freeze protect means, and it's got a default temperature. Let's just say default temperature is 36 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
That pump will kick on and run 24/7 as long as the air temperature is 36 or below.
Mm-hmm.
The reason for that is moving water won't freeze.
Right.
Standing water will. And so the pump will kick on automatically. I'm cheap. I winterize mine. That means I turn my system off, but I usually don't do that till the 1st of December when the water reaches about 50 degrees. And again, if you put the bleach in there, that'll kind of, keep it clear. Your salt system will not make chlorine below 55 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's running, you're not going to make any chlorine.
Right.
Okay, because it'll say low temperature on the display,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't make chlorine when it says low temperature. Because
Okay.
if you make tiny little bit of chlorine, lasts a long time. That's why you only put 3 gallons of bleach in once a month, because it lasts you the whole month.
Okay.
And if we're making too much chlorine, your chlorine's going to be at 40 parts, and it's going to bleach your liner out, fade
Okay.
your liner out. So they've engineered that in as a protection device.
Okay.
But so just two schools of thought. One leaves the pump running. I don't, because it saves me the electricity.
Yeah.
Okay. And the water, as long as it's cold, should stay pretty clear till springtime.
Okay.
That kind of makes sense?
Yep.
Okay. Any questions on anything? You put this pool in right now. This is a $90,000 pool.
Okay.
So
Well, I wasn't asking, but I'm sure
it's-
she's. Yeah.
It's got quite
Yeah.
a bit of value. They put you a
Yeah.
lot of extra concrete on here, and it
Uh-huh.
looks in fantastic shape. So I don't see anything, major, other than those small things we talked about.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just saw, and the only thing that you didn't say is that there was a couple minor, and that's over on the concrete, just some minor cracking. On
Oh
the,
yeah, every
that's-
concrete has cracks.
Okay.
I'm not worried about that. Again, only when it's a trip hazard. If the concrete's like
Does it?
this, and I
Gotcha.
come up to this joint and this is higher and I
Perfect.
trip, that's
Okay.
when I write that up. Yeah. I
So-
mean, mold, cracks. I'm going to get settling cracks on every bit
Right.
of concrete.
So the drip, I'm sure they're going to want to address the little items.
Yeah, and that's simple.
Is that something that you can do?
Uh-huh, sure.
Okay.
We do it.
Perfect. Okay.
So-
And then do you offer opening and closing pools or?
I don't come to Chesapeake.
Okay.
I do for inspections. I do for service work and liners and things like that, but not openings and closings or
Okay.
maintenance.
Maintenance.
I'm in Little Neck,
Yeah.
so it's a
It's a
30-minute drive. to get
Yeah.
out of
Too
here.
far to.
I got enough business that way. I don't need it.
Okay.
I'm too old.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna
Yes.
go ahead and pump the cover back on.
Okay.